Jay to get it here. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, mommy. Hey, so that was Emoji J. Welcome in everybody to the show this week. That was an awesome intro made by Emoji J. Make sure you hit Emoji J up with a hello, hello, hello. Okay, so my hat is not really working well with my hair, so I'm gonna take it off. But everybody, welcome in. Today's date is, as you can imagine, January the 23rd. And we've got a special show for you lined up today. And this time I'm not messing around. Oh, we got a wheel. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, everybody, for all of the gifts. Ciroc, Box Boy, Mr. Moon, Amy, everybody for all the gifts. I appreciate them so much. But I want to get us started with something exciting tonight. Now, we do a little pet trivia whenever we get started every week. And y'all know that we usually do cat or dog, and we've done some snake trivia in the past. But guess what? We've got something wholly new, a trivia one that we have never done before. So I'm expecting you not to know all the answers, which I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what you may think the answers might be. Christy, hello, Meow. Hello, welcome in, everybody. It's so good to see all of you today. But without further ado, we're going to play a little. Alexa, where's the drum roll? Alexa, play a drum roll.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh, well.
It looks like an issue with the router and Echo device. Unplug both of them.
It looks like the router or the Echo device doesn't want to work for Alexa. So I guess that's not going to happen. Hello, Casino. Thank you. Okay, well, no drum roll, but we're going to play some fish trivia. Okay, so welcome into Meow and Me. Meows means make each one wanted. It is our featured pet show on the app where we get together with the latest and greatest information about pets. We talk to somebody who owns a pet, or multiple pets, or a whole ranch of pets. Depends on who they are and how many pets they have. So I'm really excited. This week we have a special guest in like 13 minutes. His name is going to be Vibrance, and he is your very own featured show guest, or he's the guest tonight, but he's also a featured show host on the app as well. So I want you guys to get a good chance to get to know him, and make sure you hit him with a favorite and go check out his show too. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But let's get started right now with a little fish trivia, okay? Now, let's see what you know about fish, okay? Fish as pets. There's a lot of people in the world who have fish as pets. Now, I personally won a goldfish at a state fair, and that goldfish lived for probably 6 years off of straight marshmallows. Now, my parents refused to buy fish food for the fish, okay, the goldfish that I won, but I fed it dried up marshmallows, and it lived for a very long time until it died, and most I'm not saying that I would advocate for you to feed fish dried up marshmallows, but that's the way mine work. But let's see what else. Okay, back to what you know about fish. Okay, fish trivia. Here we go. All right. Approximately how many species of fish are there worldwide? Do we have 9,000, 27,000, 56,000, or 72,000 approximately? That's a 920. Oh, we got a lot of people who are going straight for the gander. They're going straight in at 72,000. There is no guessing. Let's see. Is 72,000 the correct answer? What does it say? It is not the correct answer, unfortunately, though. Oh man. Okay, what about I saw 56? It is not 56 either. Holy moly. Did we see a 6? Did we see 6? Did we see a 9? What do we got? What about a 9? It's not 9 either. So I'm going to say it's 27,000 approximately. There are approximately about 27,000 known species of fish, easily making them the most diverse group of vertebrates, and scientists estimate that there are still thousands of fish species yet to be discovered. There are still thousands of fish species left to be discovered. That is crazy. Okay. What species of fish produce the most eggs? Is it an ocean sunfish? Is it a squirrelfish? Is it a red-toothed triggerfish? Or is it a salmon? What do you think the answer is? What about, I'm thinking salmon. It is not a salmon. Let's try, what about a squirrelfish just for fun, huh? Nope, that's not it either. It's not it either. I tried and I failed. It was not what about an ocean sunfish? And that is the answer. Ding, ding, ding. The ocean sunfish. Okay. Yes. Hello, Ladybot. Welcome in, DJ Joey Crack. A top badge, DJ Joey Crack. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. So the ocean sunfish produces more eggs than any other species of fish. In fact, it produces more eggs than any other vertebrate on the planet. A single female can produce up to 300 million eggs at a single spawning, each measuring about 1.3 millimeter in diameter. It's considered a delicacy in Asia. A single mola can fetch prices as high as $600 in US American money. Yes, ocean sunfish. Yes. Hello, Queen. Hello, Sammy. Welcome in. I know that it's the things you learn. It's the things you learn, that part. Okay, how many different varieties of goldfish are there? Is it 20? Is it 50? Is it 100 or 250? 50, 20, 100, or 250? Let me think. I would say if I was guessing 250, do I got a 250? That is not correct. What about 100? Anybody? It is 100. Ooh, Queen! There are over 100 different varieties of goldfish, classified by color, body shape, finnage, and outgrowth of the eyes. Some common varieties of goldfish include the comet, the fantail, the orando, the shabunkin, and the black moor. Perhaps the most popular of all aquarium fish, goldfish have been known to live up to 25 years. 25 years. Whose goldfish lived 25 years that you got from the county fair? I want to know. Because mine only lived 6, and that was like basically like 5.5, and that was from feeding it like marshmallows. So that's crazy. All right, what do you guys know about this though? Hi Zigzag. Welcome in everybody. What is the fastest fish? Is it the swordfish, the racing shark, the mako shark, or the sailfish? What do you think it is? If I was going to go with something here, I would say sailfish too. So let's try a sailfish, you guys. I got a cat hair in my eye. A cat hair in my eye here. Woo! It is a sailfish. We got this. Yes. We might have to do danger surgery. Quinn and JT, you guys make sure you hit Quinn and JT up with a favorite. They are also featured show hosts on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. with Chowing Down right here on your app. Make sure you hit them with a favorite and go check out their show on Sundays at 9 p.m. so that way you can get in on tell me something good. Tell me what's cooking in Quinn and JT's kitchen. Woo! Yes. Okay. So, okay, we were going to with the sailfish, I believe, and that is correct. It is the sailfish, although it is, of course, extremely difficult to measure the swimming speed of a very large fish in the wild. The cosmopolitan sailfish is considered by many experts to be the fastest fish in the world. It has been clocked at speeds of 110 kilometers per hour, which is 68 miles per hour here in the US. The average fish would be hard pressed to reach 12 miles per hour usually. So like your regular fishes are only fishing out, they're only, swimming around in their little fish village at 12 miles per hour. But that sailfish is a real baddie. That baddie can swim up to 110 kilometers per hour, which is 68 miles per hour. It's just, they're just swishing around, like this. They're like, whoop, whoop, whoop. But okay. All right. What species of fish, dubbed Frankenstein by the media, caused a panic fish farmers invading agriculture farms in Florida and feeding on fish stocks? Is it the white croaker? Is it the walking catfish? Is it the walleye? Or was it the weasel shark? Frogoff says it's the walleye, and that is not correct. Let's go with the walking catfish. Yes, Vibe has got this. The walking catfish is the problem here. Also known as the magpie, caused a panic among fish farmers in Florida when it began invading their aquaculture farms and feeding on fish stocks. Dubbed Frankenfish by the media, you might have to Google this later, you guys. If you don't know what one looks like, I bet you'll be excited to see one. But by the media, the walking catfish breathes air and is capable of making short migrations across land. Yeah, it goes walking across the land like, hey, I see some fish food over here. Let me get in on that. That's what they're doing, these little Frankenfishers. You have to go check it out. The Frankenfish. Yes, it's a Frankenfish. Okay, what is the most poisonous fish? What is the most poisonous fish? Is it a needlefish? Is it a rice fish? Is it a puffer fish? Or is it a snailfish? Like, what do you think it might be? The needlefish? Nope, it is not a needlefish. What about, snailfish? Oop, it's not the snail. Let's go with the puffer. It is a puffer. That's not the only thing that's poisonous. I swear to God, my brother, when he used to puffer, oh wait, this is a whole different kind of conversation. Never mind. We are not going to talk about silent but deadly, okay? But the puffer fish is the most poisonous fish, okay? This is the most different toxic levels when we're thinking about your younger brother. But the puffer fish, whose ovaries, eggs, blood, liver, intestines, and skin contain a fatally poisonous toxin It's called tetrodotoxin. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. But this toxin is enough to kill an adult in as little as 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Ironically, the poisonous pufferfish is considered a delicacy in Japan. Yeah, although the poison is generally removed before they are served, eat, eating puffer fish can still be fatal if the fish was improperly prepared. In some countries, a chef must be certified in order to serve a puffer fish because the poisonous parts of the puffer differ slightly from species to species. About 100 diners die each year from eating puffer fish. Yeah. Okay. We only got time for a couple more questions, you guys. If you're coming into Meow and Me, I'm so excited that you're here tonight. Welcome in. We're going to get started with our first special guest in just a couple minutes. But first, we're doing just a couple more fish trivia questions to see what you know about fish and see if you can learn something new about fish. Okay, here's one of the last two questions. In the movie Finding Nemo, what kind of fish is Nemo? Is it a guppy, a mackerel, a marlin, or a clownfish? Oh man, you guys all knew that. You guys knew it was a clownfish. Yes, it is a clownfish. You all got it right. Good job. In the movie Finding Nemo, Nemo is a clownfish. Because of the dangers of reef life for such a small, brightly colored fish, clownfish in the wild tend to develop a relationship with sea anemones, whatever, which provide them some added protection. In a safe aquarium environment, however, this relationship is unnecessary. So there's a large demand for clownfish because of, Finding Nemo. So go figure. All right. This is the last fish question of the night. And I don't know who's got it here, who's going to get it, but here it is. What is the largest species of fish? What is the largest species of fish? Is it the giant gourami? Is it the bluefin tuna? Is it the whale shark? Or is it the blue whale? I see blue whale shark. It is a whale shark. Yes, it is. Ladybot killed it. Okay, reaching an average length of 45 feet and weighing up to 15 tons. 15 tons. Yeah. The whale shark is generally considered the largest species of fish in the world. One specimen captured in the Gulf of Thailand in 1919 measured an incredible 59 feet long. 59 feet long. I know y'all are going to Google it after the show because you want to see it, I bet, huh? Yeah. Not related to whales, which are mammals, not fish. The whale shark probably earned its name because of its abnormally large size, as well as the fact that, like whales, it is a filter feeder, swimming with its mouth open in order to suck up plankton and small sea creatures. Woo! That is crazy. So that's what you know about the whale shark, kitty. Now you guys all know something too about the whale shark, and I hope you guys can take that home or talk around in the water cooler tomorrow while you're Googling, Gulf of Thailand 1919 whale sharks so you can see the biggest, literally the largest species of fish on the planet, at least that we know of. And that one was what? 59 feet long? Holy comoli. All right, but let's get started with our first special guest tonight. If you're coming into Meow and Me, Meow means make each one wanted. This is a pet. This is our apps show about pets. We love all kinds of pets here. We have all kinds: cats, dogs, snakes, fish, birds, whatever kind of pet you have. And if you're interested in being on the show with your special pet, you need to hit me up on my Instagram or let Emoji J know on Instagram so he can get you scheduled to be on the show. We love to show off your pets, and you don't need to be a streamer to be on the show. You just have to have a love of pets and that you want to share it with the rest of us too, okay? So we're getting started right now with our first special guest, and our first and only one, and it's Vibe Brands.
Hi.
I think. Did I get him into the box?
I see myself in the box.
I don't see him.
I see you.
Vibe, are you there?
I see you.
I think I need to accept him again. Let me try him one more time. Thank you, Quinn. Thank you, Zigzag. If you'll just request the box one more time, Vibe. Thank you, Devil Dog. I still, oh, there he goes. Yay. Oh, I was starting to get worried.
Are you here now?
Here we are. Okay, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm super excited to have you on tonight. Like we could do the big box, we can do the small box. What are you most comfortable with?
Doesn't matter to me.
I'm cool too. All right. So, which I know that you sent me pictures of fish, and that's why I totally did that fish trivia.
Yes.
I'm wondering, let's start with fish because I don't know anything about them at all. And I think like this would be a great opportunity for me to learn about fish. And I think all of our guests like in the audience will love to hear about your fish too.
Okay. Well, I myself don't have fish, but my girlfriend does. She's got all the betas, so all the betas are hers. I have a shrimp tank. So I have to give her credit, but she's got all sorts of different betas. We have males and females, along with a couple extra other fish that inhabit. Yeah, only 15. We only have 15.
Can we see them? Can we see?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually sitting right in front of Percy's tank right now. Percy's tank is also my shrimp breeding tank that I'm breeding shrimp in.
Yeah,
so,
we need to know about that too. I am like totally
definitely
concerned about the shrimps.
So this is Percy right here. If he's not being, there we go. He's kind of being camera shy, I guess. Trying to look for something.
Oh wow!
But this is Percy.
Is a beta.
Yep, he's a male beta.
Ooh, pretty.
And they have very, very colorful shows. Or very, very colorful, very, very bright and vibrant different colors. And then we have in this one we have Bruce. He's hanging out in the back. And we also have a couple of neon tetras.
Look at them go. They're so pretty. What do they eat?
So with the tetras, this is a molly. He's not a goldfish. But with the tetras, we feed them just regular basic fish flakes. And then, but the betas get beta pellets. And we have them like on a rotation for when they're eating specific foods and everything like that. And then we also have a couple of these guys in different tanks. These are called autos. Autos are they're a catfish, and they literally just eat algae. So they're really good for cleaning tanks, and we keep them with the snails and everything like that. And so you can put like a male beta inside of a tank with other fish, as you can see, and they're not gonna go crazy. But The thing is with male betas, if you put them together and they haven't been together since fry, they will fight.
Hold on. What's a fry mean? Like
A
a
fry
snack?
is basically the smallest stage of a newborn fish.
Oh, they gotta be tiny little babies. They
Yeah,
gotta
they're
be
just like tiny little guys, like yay big.
okay.
But if you keep them together while they're fry and they grow up together and you keep them in the same tank that whole time, if you don't separate them anywhere longer than 13 minutes, then they will continue to live together. But anything longer than 13 minutes, they forget.
Interesting.
Right.
So they
And then,
have like a
this is
short memory. The beta fish, are they generally aggressive fish with each other?
yes, the males are. Yeah, if they're
Yeah.
not raised together. So this one we call him Zeus. And he's a new guy. So we just set this tank up last week. And then over here, this is Thor.
Oh, hi Thor.
And he's like a red and silver.
Wow, I like him.
We also have Nemo. Nemo is what's called a Dumbo ear. And we call him Nemo because when we got him, he was pretty badly hurt. So he had half of his fin is a lot smaller than the other side.
This thing right here at the top.
No, see how his right side is like all flowy and wavy, but his left fin is like tiny.
Yeah.
So he got into a fight before. Go on, you'll get your turn, crazy.
Ooh, so fish can attack the other fish. And
Oh, yeah.
really like give them a go. It sounds like, huh?
Yeah, they can. So where'd he go?
He's right here.
Oh, is he in there? It's just hard to see at the single.
Yeah, I like eating fish too. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, there he is, right there at the bottom of the sand, just chilling.
Now, what kind of fish is he, Vibe?
These are all betas.
They're all different kinds of betas. Gotcha.
And then
Do you ever breed the betas together?
not yet. We've been thinking about it. And this is her favorite one.
Yeah, she's a beauty.
And then this is what we call the sorority tank. So sorority tank is all female betas.
What's
So
that mean?
inside this, we have different betas of different colors and different types. So like we have this red and white up here. I wish my light was better. Sorry.
You're fine. I can see it actually really good. I mean, I'm up close to the camera, but you know,
Right.
whatever. Like that's so I can see.
This one's, I think that's Tilda. It's up there just kind of floating around, swimming around. And they're blues and whites and all sorts of different types. So now like on the other tank, this one has what's called golden Chinese algae eaters, which is basically like an auto, but it's just another type.
Wait,
we have a Picosmos in here.
What's an auto, Vibe?
So an auto, auto is like short for something crazy that I can't even pronounce. But they're algae eating catfish, and they only grow up to about 1.5 inches long. So they're really good to have in your tanks for an ecosystem. A lot of people, you'll see people set up with different types of fish tanks, and I'll talk about all that. But yeah, autos are really good. We had a big problem with hair algae inside of the sorority tank. We got a few of the autos and the algae eaters, and it just cleaned it up really quick. It's been not even 2 weeks, and that tank is almost perfectly clear again.
Let me ask you some questions about this. Like, you brought up fish tank cleaning. How like you've got a lot of different tanks. Tell me about what's that look like? Do you have to do it once a month, once a week? Like,
So
How do
when
you
you
not get an
first,
algae
so
bloom? Like what? How does that? I don't even know, man. Like I don't know enough about fish to, like
right.
it looks really clear. It looks really nice. She's such a pretty fish too.
Yep, and these are both of our with their types are called mermaids.
Oh,
So
that is.
these are both of our mermaid males, the long flowing colors and the tails.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
with the cleaning, so a lot of people don't know, like you can't just get a fish tank, fill it full of water, and throw fish in it.
Right,
You got to
right.
know what kind of water you're using. If you're using city water, chances are you're going to need dechlorinator and all this other stuff.
Oh.
But there's different types of ways to maintain a fish tank. We have all of ours like on a rotational schedule for when this one gets a water change, when that one gets a water change. But the biggest thing is it depends on what's living in the tank.
Oh.
So like with my shrimp tank, I only have to top up the water and do about a 25% water change once a week. So all I do is just suck water out, fill a little bit back in.
Do you have
That's
a
all it takes.
sucker
I don't
like
have to
that
sit
sucks
there.
the water out?
What's that?
Do you have a sucker that does that, or
Yeah, I have a siphon.
oh, a
It's
siphon?
an aquarium. It's called an aquarium vacuum. Or at least they try to advertise it as such.
Ooh,
But
fancy.
really, it's just a hose with a pump on it. Like
Oh, that's smart though. Like almost like you can steal people's gas with that.
yeah, without even having to be like yeah,
I mean, I'm not.
exactly.
I saw it on The Walking Dead. Okay, I'm not saying I've done it. I just saw it.
Yeah,
Daryl did it.
the
Okay.
gasoline tastes horrible.
Yeah, that's cool.
So algae, yes and no. Algae is good. There is necessary bacteria and algae you need to be able to grow in your tank.
Okay.
But when it comes to like hair algae and other stuff like that, what happens is it'll start to overgrow and it'll start to like decompose your tank. And that'll start impacting the health of your fish or whatever creatures you may have. So what we do to avoid all that, one of the biggest things that helps us with our aquariums is the fact that we use live plants. So everything, all of our plants inside of our tanks are all real living plants. And most of the plants in all of the tanks have grown from out of this tank.
That's impressive. Now, how did you know what kind of plants to start growing you guys? Like, hello, welcome in you guys. I should give me.
Um, well, so we had to first I started having to get around and looking into options other than big box stores for pets. If you're looking for live plants, yeah, they have them, but the health of them usually is pretty questionable. So
Fair
we
enough.
recently found a place who has been really good to us, and they've been not providing, but we've been buying a couple of plants off of them. After that, we let them just grow in the tanks, and once we clip them and we can move them, transplant them into other plants, they'll start growing their roots again and everything like that. Um, Now you can go on and look at freshwater plants or saltwater plants because there is obviously a difference. You don't want to have saltwater tank, a saltwater setup and put freshwater plants in it. It's not going to survive at all. Whereas like you were talking about the sea anemones with the clownfish, the store that we go to, they actually own clownfish in a saltwater tank, and it's gorgeous. But it's not an easy thing to maintain. With a lot of different fish tanks, you have different filters and different things you can add, and some people get caught up in all the technical stuff and forget like it's more about what's supposed to be happening naturally.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I like that, okay, if you're just coming into Meow and Me, welcome in. This is Vibrance. He's my special guest tonight. Him and his girlfriend have betas and shrimp and dogs, and we are starting with the fish because if I run out of time I can have the dogs back, and I love the fish. So we're starting with learning about fish, about betas, about the natural ecosystem, about a little bit about how frequently um he has to change the water out, like what he does to do that, and learning about kind of different plants that are in the water. Please don't request the box during this time. The only special guest will be Vibes, so please don't ping the box as well, okay? And please make sure you hit him with a favorite. Come up here, hit him with a favorite on the screen, okay? So, okay, Vibes. So, like, there's different plants for different tanks, you know, and it's good to have. Now, how do you know? How do you know? Like, say if you were a bit of a novice, right? And you're like, well, I kind
Oh,
of want
believe
to
me, don't
try.
get me wrong. I still am.
You know, like, well, you know, you guys look like you are like professionals here.
No, we just have a simple system down. That's all.
It's like you like bags. You guys
It
look
took us. It took us. It
professional,
took us a
man.
few months to get everything all set up.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
mean, it looks good. It looks good.
And we're constantly every week or two we're always trimming plants and moving them into another tank so that way that tank gets more filled and looks so much better, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, is there do you have to do pH strips or something? Like, I remember my.
Normally I do. Um, But here where I live, I get natural spring water that's perfectly chemically ready for fish. So I kind of lucked out on the draw on that one. So realistically, I don't really have to do much when it comes to my water. So I can just fill up the bucket and start filling up the tank.
Wow, that's lit.
But
Yeah.
that took me the experience to learn, like, okay, I had to get the test kit first before I even got the fish, but now that I know how my water is a few months down the road, I'm like, okay, I know where on my sink I need to set my temperature. I know everything that I need to know to make sure that all the water parameters, to make sure that the pH levels are good and the nitrates and the nitrites and all this other stuff.
Oh, and that's like basically poop in the water, like
Yeah.
nitrites or whatever.
So nitrates is basically the fecal matter in the water from not just the fish, but from any creatures living in the tank. It's just, you know, the debris. But what you want to happen is you want that in your tank for certain things. So, like in the shrimp tank, so to speak, we have a crap ton of baby shrimp. You won't really be able to pick them up on camera. They're literally almost microscopic. It's ridiculous. But we had 3 pregnant shrimp give birth like in the last month,
Oh
and we
my
just
God,
the
let's
other
check out
day,
these shrimps.
right?
Is that
Um,
is that like the plural form of shrimps? I really don't know.
I have no idea. So this is one of the blues. So this is called a blue velvet.
Oh wow, this is these are shrimps now, you guys.
Yep, and these are all shrimp. There's yellows, there's reds. I'm
Wow.
trying to find.
So they have like different colored shrimp.
Yeah, so they're actually the base classification that you can call them if you're gonna Google the easy thing is uh, Skittle shrimp because they're different colors. Oh, there's the orange back here somewhere. Where is he at? I know I saw him. Quit hiding from me.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
right
a.
there. It's the lights reflecting right where he's at, but there's an orange one like right over here. And then one of the reds is like, hello.
Oh yeah.
What I was hoping was that orange one would be up front because she's what we call. So when you have a pregnant shrimp, they're called buried. Because their stomachs are arched downward, and it looks like they're just swimming with every little thing they got. So right behind their legs, under their tail, is where they carry their eggs. So like if you see how she's she's got, this is one of the blues that just gave birth. So see how her skirt is like down, whereas this one, the skirt is like right along the body.
Right. Sure. I see
So,
the difference.
so this one is given birth, so it's got a much bigger show.
Okay.
And then
Do
so
they
what?
bounce back? Like, do they bounce back after a period of time?
Oh, she's already loading up another round. See how dark her. So the top of her is called a saddle, and you see how dark the top of her saddle is.
Sure.
I mean, she's getting more eggs ready to start getting ready to have more
Are
shrimplets.
they like, do they breed by themselves? Like, do they have their both like male and
Are they
female sex
asexual?
organs or whatever?
No, so they're not like snails. The snails are asexual, like ram's horn snails and assassin snails. I have both of those type in here too. But no, you do need a male and a female in order to make them breed. And your water parameters have to be, your water temperature has to be right, your pH levels have to be right. You have to have so much different types of like nitrate, potassium, and stuff like that, like different vitamins and stuff for the shrimp. But if you have a tank that has, I don't know, high iron, it'll kill them. Shrimp can't deal with iron. Don't know what the deal is, just not an iron shrimp.
Can you now, okay, this is gonna sound like crazy. Like, what do you do with them after they get bigger?
So they only get about 1.5 to 2 inches long.
Okay.
You can't hear them. But what I will tell you is that if you are able to breed the right colors and the right shrimp are graded on their color and their depth of color, so how solid that color is. If you breed the right kind, if you get the right variants of colors and everything, just like snake husbandry and all that other stuff, you got to follow the lineage and blah blah blah. There's shrimp that sell for, I kid you not, like over $750 a piece. And these are purely ornamental shrimp that people buy just to throw into their tank to help keep their tank clean.
How long do shrimp live?
These ones can live up to 2 years.
Oh, that's actually quite long. I was like,
Yeah, for a shrimp.
for a shrimp, that's a long time to be like trucking around at the bottom of the fish tank.
Right.
You know?
So and a lot of things like, so you've seen fish flakes, you've seen beta pellets, but with shrimp also get little pellets. They look just like beta pellets, but they sink down to the bottom. And what the shrimp do is they'll go and grab them and they'll start ripping them apart. And as the stuff's floating in the air, that's when their little mouths are doing that thing.
Oh, really? So they're like these shrimps are vicious. They're like little like
Yeah, they're just, it's wild when they let me see if this one, I'm trying to wait for one of them just to like chill for a second, but they're up past their bedtime.
Oh, do they sleep at night?
So yes and no. They're still active at night, but they're less active. But the plants need that day and night cycle of the lights being on at a certain time, lights being off at the certain time. And so with that too, that also helps prevent algae growth. So you want it balanced. So this tank is very well balanced. The shrimp, the fish, the snails are all happy in here. You know, we feed them 6 days a week. We usually go 1 day without feeding. And then
That's
with the
shrimp
betas,
tanks. That right
what's
there, the shrimp tank, right?
Yep, this is the shrimp tank, and then the sorority tank is back over here.
Wow. Now, what made you get interested in raising shrimps?
So one day we were at this pet store, and we were walking right past this tank that had little blue and yellow and red. I was like, oh my god, these are so stupid. Like, this is ridiculous. Who would pay $7 a shrimp, right?
You can get
This guy sure did. I don't know why, but I did. So we got them and we put them into our, we only had one tank at the time. We put them into the tank. We woke up the next morning, didn't find them.
Oh.
So we thought they died.
Oh.
So I was streaming one day, and she decides to come home and surprise me with a little like half-gallon kids Tetra tank size thing with 4 replacement shrimp.
Oh.
So then they sat on my desk for a little bit, and then we got, well, we can't keep these guys in this because it's too small. They need more room. Blah blah blah. We got a bigger tank. Well, as we were taking the other tank apart, the shrimp survived. We found the original 4. So then we were like, you know what? Let's just try to breed them because then we don't have to worry about running out of shrimp.
They were just like hunkered
They were
down
hiding
in the
under a
gravel.
rock. They were hiding under a rock. And I mean, like I said, with the shrimplets, the babies, these guys are so tiny. I had water parameters that did go bad for a little bit, and I had a mass casualty. I had probably 20 some odd shrimp die, and I had some pretty rare ones in here. But since then, the last couple that died were also buried shrimp, and they had babies in them. But this device sitting right in the back right here, this is an incubator. So what it does is if a pregnant shrimp dies, I have to perform surgery, so to speak, and get the eggs out of the saddle before getting rid of the corpse, cadaver. And then I put the eggs inside of this incubator. And what happens is it just has an air pump running into the top portion and it creates suction. So what it does is it keeps the eggs tumbling so they're always having fresh water and it bounces them around.
Sure, that makes sense. The algae is maintained by algae eaters. We also keep the tank on a 12-hour timer for the plants, which limits the heat. Yeah, I was going to say, do you guys have to keep checking on like the temperature control of the...
Not necessarily, because we keep our house pretty at the same level all year. So our thermostats in our tank are running a little low, but that's because the air inside is decently warm. I mean, we got a fireplace, so if it gets too cold, just crank that on for a little bit. But and so that's the cool thing about, and another cool thing about the betas too. Betas and the shrimp, Caridina shrimp specifically, these ones, these are Neocaridinas. The Caridina one, he's hiding. He's inside this little ceramic dome. But if you can get a peek on him, kind of, you see him in there. He's black and white, and he's what you call a King Kong, or no, he's a pinto. He's what you call a pinto shrimp. And he's like black and white striped, but he's also got little spots all over, little white spots, like a little galaxy. It's kind of weird looking. It's cool. If he comes out of the dome, I'll let you know. But he's also got a hint of blue around his edges of white and black at the separation. So it gives this really cool, like icebergy color. I don't know. I dig it.
Ooh. Yeah, it seems pretty cool. Like you can, like, so how many colors is Skittles shrimps?
There's a lot.
Okay.
There's so the basic colors. There's red, blue, green, yellow, orange. And then there's
bib, huh?
Oh yeah, there's ones that are like black with orange tiger stripes that are
tiger stripes on the shrimp.
Tiger. That's like wild, the pinto shrimp I'm talking
that's
about.
Super wild, right there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I had some. I do have. I don't know where he or she is at the moment, but I have a red and white striped one that looks like a candy cane.
Oh wow.
There's one of those in here. Hopefully, I hope that it was a female because we saw it this morning. We thought she was buried, but they're elusive. They've got plenty of places to hide, and that's one of the big things that helps with the beta.
Yeah. Do they like when they lay their eggs? Where do they lay them? Is it like in?
They don't.
Oh,
they don't lay their eggs.
What do they do with them? Just shoot them out their butt? Like, I don't know.
They carry them up until they're little itty bitty tiny baby shrimp, and then they like flick their legs and kick them the heck out.
Oh, so they're like fully formed shrimps, just little
Yeah.
tiny
Just
ones.
little tiny ones. Yeah, I've been trying to find some close because sometimes like in the mornings we find some of them close to the glass. But we haven't really had much luck in the evenings finding them. I found one earlier, but he was kind of tucked so hard it would you wouldn't have been even able to tell because they look just like a little speck on the dirt right now. Like they're so tiny.
You guys, okay, you guys, if you're just coming in, you're probably like, what are these two doing on here?
Right.
What are we
Let's
talking
all just talk
about?
about shrimp.
This is Meow and Me. We talk about on Meow and Me each week. We have people's pets. We go through what kind of pets they have. Right now, we are just kind of going over Vibrance's fish collection and his fish pets. Now he's got a lot of them, so we didn't get their names and everything, but I'm letting
I
you
didn't
guys
look. I'll be
know.
straight honest with you. I didn't name the betas. That's all her. Those are her beta names. I didn't name the shrimp. I'm not naming a bunch of shrimp because each female shrimp gives 15 to 30 babies per like time it lays eggs.
Oh, that is not a small amount. Thank you,
No,
Amy.
well, it's better than a beta being pregnant.
That's not, I mean, this is crazy. And who knew that when shrimps were pregnant, they like they keep
They're
them
young right
inside
out of the
them.
house.
Yeah,
All right, you're old enough to swim.
they
You're
just
not
like
paying me
pick
rent for
them
this salt
out.
water.
They're like, yow, yow, get out,
Right?
Like,
Oh, you
me,
got
it's
to if you get a
crazy.
chance, look up a video on Skittle shrimp birth. It's wild. It's just like you see it. It's just this weird little ball of eggs hanging under their like rear skirt, and their legs start flicking, and then just boop, one just gets kicked out.
It's like, it's time for you to go, baby shrimp. It's time for
Yeah.
you to leave the nest. But like betas can lay 100 to 500. See, that's like
Yeah.
legitimately like that. So yeah, this is what we're talking about.
So we
Um,
could literally take any one of the males and any one of the females out of the sorority tank, and we
right.
can get like a big 5 gallon like tub, not a bucket, but a tub, and we can actually get them to breed in there. But we're gonna need a whole
Oh,
bigger tank.
yeah. Well, that's gonna be your next step, probably.
No, we trust me, we're already looking at 2 more fish tanks and a couple others that we've been looking at because we like doing it. We like the aquascaping of it, like
Yeah.
creating these scenes and these habitats. Like, I don't know how well you saw like some of our tanks like this one right here, where there's no filters, there's nothing crazy. It's all natural. He's got a snail in there who's I don't know why he's chilling at the top, but he is.
She's so pretty too. This one is so pretty right here. You have a
Yeah, that's
kissing
that's
beret.
Poseidon. That's Poseidon. That's her most expensive. It's her favorite.
Oh, she's your baby?
Yeah, that's her baby.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do not mess with that one.
Right. Yeah, it
You
is.
be like, they ask for problems if you do.
Now
Okay,
look,
okay. I'm
I
running
already
out
have
of
enough
time,
problems with the
vibe.
dogs tapping the counter or the coffee table.
Well, we'll have to do dogs. We're gonna have to have you guys come back.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll get.
We're gonna
I'll get the
have to. I
girls
mean, I
because
mean, we're
right
already
now
like
this
at
is
eight
this is what
fifty
they're
seven. Isn't
doing.
that crazy?
They're just being bums right now, both of them.
Yeah, I want to talk about your dogs as well because I think that's
Okay.
like we're in a limited amount of time, and I would like
Yeah.
for with our last few minutes together with me and you, I would like you to kind of tell us about you for a minute, like your show on the app and hit him with a favorite if you're in here, you guys. You're sitting in here lurking. Don't lurk. Hit him with a favorite and tell us when you stream and stuff like that so people can maybe come and be like, hey, I saw you on Kitty's show. like I got fish too, or whatever. Maybe they want to vibe out with you, you
Yeah,
know?
you guys got questions about fish tanks, computers, technology, all sorts of crazy stuff. You're more than welcome in my stream. Um, I try not to do the trolling stuff. When I do, I try to make it fun, at least not, grotesque and annoying. Um, but I stream just about every day, but mostly Monday through Friday from about 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific time. Um, and I'm normally a computer streamer, so I usually have a bunch of crazy special effects and music and all sorts of things going on. But it was going to be a little challenging to walk around and hear you if
Oh yeah, I don't even know how you would have done that. I was like,
I do, but it would have just been way more complicated than it's even worth.
yeah, you're right. You bagged big
Right.
time,
So
right?
I host a game show on Wednesdays called Who Wants to Be a Diamondaire? And it's a 15-question trivia game. Eventually, we're going to have 2 contestants per stream for the show. But right now, we have it 1 per stream, and the winner gets to win a car in my drive-through prank that I guess you would say. So someone would come in, and if they got joked on or somebody said something, we'd tell them order up. I'm going to change it to you got served. But it's we say order up, and then the scene changes to my drive-through scene. I present the car with food, and they get their food, and then they drive off, and it's all automated and it looks really cool.
That is fun. That's fun. So, and if somebody was interested in being on your show, who's in the stream right now, like, how do they get on your show?
The best way to get on the show is to talk to myself or Emoji J.
Okay.
Emoji J, you guys know him. If you guys don't know him, you will.
Jay is my admin too, so people are familiar with Jay.
Yep. So all they got to do is hit me up with myself or Emoji J on Instagram. And here right now, I think we're booking in April. We're booking out in April.
Fair enough. I mean, it's a fun show. It's a good fun show.
It's getting there. We got some more tweaking to do. We're only on our first season, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, so you guys definitely hit him with a fave.
Yes,
this
please
is
do.
Brands. He's a featured show host.
And we just dropped our top badge application last week.
Top badge loading. Top badge loading. Hello.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Let's go. Why not you? Absolutely. And you guys hit him with a favorite. Go check out his content. He's a lot of fun. Obviously
sometimes I'm pretty boring.
Obviously he's got incredible fish and shrimps and dogs and cats. It's like we only got through part of it tonight, but I want to just say thank you for coming on last minute and hanging out with us and sharing your knowledge about shrimps and
absolutely. And
fish.
if anybody ever has any questions about fish tanks or even just some basic stuff, I might not have all the answers, but I can at least point you in the right direction for the resources to get them.
Fair enough. Yeah. You guys heard
you got betas. You can ask her. Ask the cameraman.
The camera. Well, okay. You guys all right, so hit vibes with a fave. We're gonna move on to our next segment vibes. Thank you so much for coming on. Make sure you hit him with a favorite right now.
Thank you for having me.
Don't wait, do it now. He's right there. Okay. Thank you, vibes.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here. Nice to meet you all.
Okay, so you guys, that was super awesome. I loved it. But we've got to move on to Pet of the Week. You know that sound, right? That's the song for the Pet of the Week. Now, Kitty, who is the Pet of the Week this week, you might be asking. And I am so glad you did ask me that question. So let's show you who our Pet of the Week is. Let me flip this around. I'm not as fancy as some of the other awesome people out here, but this is our Pet of the Week for Meow and Me. And oops, let me get rid of the background real quick. I like the background Ooh, let me get this beautiful music playing. It's so majestic. So majestic, right? So, Meow and Me, this is Dizzy. This is 420 Beast Kitty Cat. He's a tuxedo cat. Yeah, it's a tuxedo cat. And so cute. You don't know 420B, please hit her up with a favorite and go ask her to see Dizzy the tuxedo cat. And you see the tuxedo cats are known because they got like the fur on the chest down here and across here. And usually they have some right underneath here. Now, I don't think that he does, but she has two tuxedo cats. One's name is Normal and this one's name is Dizzy. It is so cute. Such a cutie. Yes. So that's Meow and Me, 420Bs, Kitty and Dizzy. So don't forget. Now, I always say this, and every week somebody probably forgets. Like Fred just said, I forgot, Kitty. If you have a pet that you want it to be on Pet of the Week, don't forget to send a picture of your pet and their name and your screen name to me so that way you can be Pet of the Week too with your special pet. Now, if you got a whole shrimp case or a shrimp tank full of them, I might not be able to make them all Pet of the Week, but I definitely can make one, like, one. And that being said, I'm really looking forward to getting your pictures in my Instagram for Pet of the Week. And please don't forget. Now, I wanted to do also pets in the news. Now, this is our last segment of the night, and I hope you've had a good time. Please come up here and favorite me. Please come up here and favorite my top gifters, Amy, OG Lucky, and also Box Boy. Please make sure you go and hit them with favorites. Make sure you hit our special guest, Vibrance, with the favorite too. Go check him out. These people are all streamers at different times on the app. Go check out their content. Thank you, Pisces. Meow. Brr. Thank you, Box Boy. Thank you, everybody, for the gifts. I appreciate them. And then our last Pets in the News segment tonight is something kind of serious, and I wanted to address it here because, especially because this is kind of like new, kind of like, it's like, well, maybe not new, but it's different, right? So what is it, Kitty? Okay, here's what it is. It's canine influenza, and everything you need to know about to protect your dog from canine influenza. And it's basically the dog flu is on the rise in the United States. Now, this is a story that's dated January 18th, 2023. So you can imagine this is just a few days old. And I think it's important to get this information into your hands of you dog owners out there. So it's not just humans getting hit with sniffles this winter. A rapid increase in the number of documented cases of canine influenza or the dog flu has been cause for concern among veterinary experts and owners recently in the United States. According to Merck Animal Health USA, since December, new cases have appeared in California, Colorado, Georgia, Illinois, Maryland, New Jersey, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Virginia. Today.com spoke to veterinarian Dr. Cinda Crawford, who is a clinical assistant professor of shelter medicine at the University of Florida, and a virologist as well, who served as a director of veterinarian virology at Cornell University for 38 years. Both offered advice and both gave out these tips how to learn more about contagious respiratory diseases and best practices for preventing and treatment of dog flu. Okay? Now, what is dog flu? Dog flu is a disease generated by influenza viruses, and there are two of them that dogs can get. There's also a lot of, they basically they have different strains of flu, just like people can get different strains of flu. So what is the symptoms of dog flu? That's a good question. It could be a cough, a runny nose, a fever. There could be things like fatigue. There could be eye discharge, and your dog could have a reduced appetite. Could all be signs of influenza as well. And while it may seem tempting to kind of brush it off to your dog having a cold, when it comes to canine influenza, take signs seriously early on is crucial. And being able to identify it is really important. But you're like, probably like, Kitty, how serious is a dog flu? Well, most dogs come down with influenza will typically suffer flu symptoms that I've already mentioned, and they can persist up to 21 days. Yeah, you didn't hear me wrong. It'll persist up to 21 days. Although some dogs don't get it for that long. But yes, those symptoms can go for 21 days. Crawford says that, however, canine influenza can develop into pneumonia. Kind of same thing when somebody who's a person gets the flu, and if it goes untreated and it's bad, can get pneumonia. Dogs can too. Okay? And there's a significant proportion of dogs that will progress to pneumonia, just like people infected with the flu. So it's important that if you see these kind of symptoms early on, that if your dog's not getting better, you may want to go get them checked out after like 10 days or something like that, because you may be wanting to catch that before it moves into pneumonia. How can you prevent your dog from getting the flu? That's a good question too. If you have a dog about town, that means your dog goes with you to the stores, attends doggy daycare, or maybe it just goes to obedience classes to learn how to be a better dog. Maybe it spends times in dog parks with other dogs and other dog owners. But keep yourself well informed as to whether or not canine influenza is circulating in your near community. Keeping track of where the disease is popping up can be as simple as firing up your phone or your computer. You can just go out there and do Google searches most of the time, and avoiding crowded areas with various dogs is unavoidable. But there is also a canine influenza vaccine for your dog. Okay, so you can get a vaccination as well, so that your dog is protected. The vaccines will usually take 3 to 4 weeks to provide immunity, and dogs will need a booster shot 2 weeks after receiving the first vaccine. Just as humans are advised to receive the flu shot every year, dogs can get vaccinated by their veterinarian to provide a higher level of protection from infection. No human infections with canine influenza have ever been reported. However, canine influenza has infected cats, citing an influenza incident that broke out in a shelter among its dogs and caused respiratory illness in cats. So I want you to go yourself. I don't have much time left today, but you can read more on this incredible article that was done on today.com. It is called "What is Canine Influenza? Everything you need to know to protect your dog." So please look that up, go read it. It's new, it's current, and it's relevant to your puppies, okay? To your dog loves. Do you love your little dog lovers, your dog lovers? I'm a dog lover too. I'm mostly a cat lover, but I'm a dog lover as well. So I'm not mad at the puppies, okay? And I want all the puppies to be well and healthy too. So something to keep in mind. Maybe go check it out. And with that, you guys, we're wrapping up Meow and Me for another week. I appreciate you all for coming in, hanging out with me, taking time out of your Monday nights to join us, to learn more about betta fish, to learn more about shrimps, and learn a little bit about celebrating fish trivia and enjoying with us some pets in the news. And I hope you came away with something this week that you can share with somebody else, around the water cooler at work or with a friend. And I just want to say thank you for all the gifts, and I hope you all have a great night, and I will see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Mwah. Thank you so much. Bye, meow.